Hello everyone, my name is Sheaf and this is my project for DFM. What we have here is a lock holder for my scooter. On the left is a split clamp bracket with a snap-in attachment to hold the shackle of my U-lock, and on the right we have a hook for the crossbar to rest on. Using a scribe and a large sheet of aluminum, I began by dimensioning the profile for my parts. Moving on, I used a shear cutter to cut my parts down to size. Afterwards, I marked where I'd cut the holes for the flanges of my bracket and used a center punch to create a angle. An H-drill bit was used to create 3 holes for the flanges. These were sized slightly larger than a 1/4 inch, giving me enough clearance. I then used the bell sander to detail the holes and smooth the edges. To get the right curvature for the split bracket, I used a rod of similar diameter to bend it to shape. Since the piece of aluminum is 90 thou thick, it was easy to bend it by hand. Going back to the shear cutter, I marked the profile for the hook using a scribe to cut what I needed from the stock piece. Next, I marked where I needed to make the bends for my hook. The following procedure is performed on a press brake. This part took some experimenting to get accurate bend angles for the hook. Small radial bends along the length of this part allowed me to get a part similar to my model. To create the 90-degree flanges, I simply clamped the bracket and hammered it into shape. Once I had finished forming the brackets, I cut rectangular strips from a rubber gasket sheet. This helped the bracket function properly while also preventing scratches. Moving on, I chose to do a resin cast operation for the snap-in clip. For the material choice, I used polyurethane cast resin with a shore hardness of 65D. This hardness allowed me to balance my needs for strength and flexibility. Demolding posed an unexpected challenge in which I needed to pry open the mold to release my part. Although I applied mold release, I didn't take into consideration the importance of draft angles. To join the bracket and hook together, I began by cleaning and roughing the joining surfaces. Once that was complete, I applied JB Weld, clamped the pieces together, and left it to cure for 24 hours. Next, I drilled a center hole for the snapping clip to attach to. Using a hacksaw, I trimmed the sprue to sit flush with the center hole of the bracket. Finally, I applied JB Weld to the mating surfaces and press fitted the clip into the bracket, leaving it to cure. Lastly, we have the full assembly of the U-lock holder. The first thing I attached to the scooter was the hook clamp. This sub-assembly was designed to rest the crossbar. For the second sub-assembly, I attached the snap-in fit clamp, which secured the shackle and prevented rattling while riding. Overall, this project gave me the opportunity to think critically, learn from my mistakes, and to reflect on what I would have done differently if I were to redesign it in the future.